The Newshour Special Edition.
Now, troubles mounting for Alt News co-founder Mohammed Zubair. The police probe into the objectionable tweet has revealed a far bigger conspiracy. In a sensational twist to the case, officials have unearthed massive donations to Mohammed Zubair's company from foreign countries in violation of the FCRA guidelines. Apart from the destruction of evidence and criminal conspiracy, the police have also booked him under charges of violating FCRA rules. The Enforcement Directorate is also likely to step in and has sought details from the Delhi police. The police probe has also found out that most of the support for Zubair on social media came from Middle Eastern countries like UAE, Bahrain, and also coming in from Pakistan. Meanwhile, a Delhi court has also rejected the bail plea of Zubair. He was sent to 14 days of judicial custody. Zubair has pleaded that he was targeted with baseless and malified FIRs to deter him from journalistic duties. He's also claimed that the objective of the case was just to harass him. However, the court observed that the case was at an initial stage and there may be need of a police remand at this time, and new facts were emerging in the case. Looking at the nature, gravity, bail could not be denied at this time. While Zubair's lawyer claimed that the picture was a scene from an old movie cleared by the censor board, the SPP contended that it was not about the picture, but claiming that there was a difference between before 2014 and after. The money laundering case also came up in court as the SPP told the court that time is crucial and bank details need to be verified to get more details on the FCRA violations as far as receiving funds are concerned.
सीएमएम साहिबा ने ऑर्डर फरमाया, उसने जो जमानत की आवेदन लगाई थी वो खारिज कर दी है और हमने जो आवेदन दिया था कि इनकी जुडिशियल रिमांड की वो एप्लीकेशन हमारी अलाउ है।
सर, ये कहा जा रहा था कि कई स्पेशल सेल को कई ऐसे लिंक्स मिले हैं जिसमें जो दूसरे देशों से भी इनको फंड मिला है, उस मामले में पूछताछ करनी है तो फर्दर रिमांड लिया जा सकता है। हालांकि वीरेंद्र ग्रोवर ने इस चीज़ का विरोध किया, तो क्या आप लोगों की तरफ से दलीलें थी? ये
बाद में जैसा एविडेंस आएगा उसके हिसाब से मैंने कोर्ट में कहा, वो फिर बाद में हमारा फर्दर कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन। जैसे कोर्ट में हमने बताया, हमने 3 सेक्शन अभी इन्वोक किए हैं पुलिस ने, 201 और 120 IPC के एंड 35 FCR एक्ट।
All right, for more on this story, we have with us Karan Verma as well as Tehseen Poonawalla. Tehseen, let me begin with the first and foremost point, a sensational charge of foreign funding. Now, if you look at the Alt News website, and I'm sure you'll have seen the comments on social media, that Alt News on its own website claims that it does not get foreign funding. In light of the fact that they also don't have an FCRA certificate, this does appear to be a very serious charge that the prosecuting agency is making.
But this is a charge that they're making. Nothing is proved in court, and the prosecuting agencies can make any charges. Remember, I've been on so many shows with you. They've said that somebody has this, somebody has that. A friend of mine has a tennis court in Spain. Nothing comes out of their rubbish charges. It should be treated with the contempt it deserves. But here's the fact on Zubair's case. Zubair was called in another case in which he had protection from the court. They then put out a tweet from 2018 in front of him by somebody who's joined Twitter in 2021 getting offended by that tweet. They don't have details of that tweet. That person's account has disappeared, and in 2022 they are arresting this person for a 2018 tweet and now going on a fishing expedition. I'm not a supporter of Zubair, but here's my problem. If prosecuting agencies go on a fishing expedition, nobody in this country is safe. Neither my friend Karan, neither you, Madhav, nor am I safe. Prosecuting agencies should not be allowed that. And on top of it, the way that we knew that he's going to get 14 days remand that was put out, then they denied it. It was leaked to people. I mean, this is serious what is going on, and we need to look at judicial reforms as urgently as we need to look at police reforms.
Okay, Karan, this is a roving and fishing expedition that the investigating agency in this case is indulging in, says Tehseen Poonawalla. They actually took him in for another tweet, which is itself many were questioning, given the fact that it's 4 years old, given the fact it's from a movie which is over 40 years old. And perhaps action on the movie and filmmakers and actors should also be taken if this is the yardstick that has to be used. Secondly, can agencies be allowed to have this kind of a roving and fishing expedition where the goalposts keep shifting?
Well, it's a clear case of misleading your people. When you put out on your website that we don't receive foreign funding, and now when you admit it in court, then I don't think it remains a fishing expedition. It remains a case where prima facie it's a very, very strong case against you now. And let's not forget, we're not talking about some squeaky clean individual. We are talking about Mohammed Zubair, who has been time and again, he's been in the news for mocking Hindu gods and goddesses, for offending religious sentiments, and he labels himself a fact checker. He was in a POSCO case before this. So we are talking about someone who has been a habitual offender, and there are some serious charges. Now, when the law enforcement agencies or the prosecution or the ED are pursuing those charges, I don't think they should be frivolously labeled as fishing expedition or anything of that sort. If one is squeaky clean, they should welcome any sort of investigation.
So
I don't see a point in crying horse over here.
Yeah.
Tehseen.
So please investigate. So please investigate him by all means. And I agree with Karan. Investigate him. But you can't take away his liberty and put him 14 days in jail.
No.
He's not admitted to any charges of him having money. It is the prosecution making those charges. Even when he was arrested, what did they say? Look, he's destroyed evidence. Here's the fact. A tweet made in 2018, he's admitting he's made the tweet. How do you expect somebody to have a mobile phone from 2018? And even then he said, look, my mobile stolen. He had a police complaint. You're not accepting any of these charges. You've gone, raided his house, taken all his electronic devices. Now you're trying to build up a case. That's not how mature democracies work. Look, I don't agree with a lot with what Zubair does. I don't agree with you, Karan, but I will stand up and protect your right. We cannot allow fishing expeditions. This is our country. Judiciary and police must not have this kind of power to have this kind of fishing expedition. I'm sorry, it doesn't work in mature democracy, as much as we disagree with them.
You know, let me come in now. Let me come in now. Karan, the question that many are asking is this.
Custodial interrogation.
No. Custodial interrogation is one thing. Custodial interrogation is one thing. But the question is, what is it that a person is being charged for?
Yeah.
What is it that the investigation leads to? Perhaps another case can be filed. But in this particular case, many are even asking why he had to be taken all the way to Bangalore for his device to be taken. If the tweet was in fact the crime, then perhaps that tweet was enough to prosecute him. If that tweet was wrongly worded or was outraging sentiments, why was the device then required? Wasn't that a part of the fishing expedition that Tehseen is talking about?
Look, now if we start nitpicking on every act that the investigation agency is undertaking, why confiscate this mobile, why keep him in remand, then I think we are placing unnecessary curbs in the process of a smooth investigation. I don't think any of his rights have been violated. He's got a prosecutor, there's a prosecution going on, he has an advocate representing him, there's no coercion or anything of that sort. But allow the investigating agencies to do it. Nothing, not a single act is outside the ambit of these investigating agencies. Instead, we should be arguing that these are serious charges and Mohammed Zubair should be tried for them, and if there is a strong case building, which prima facie it seems, then I don't think we should be looking for alibis to, defend him the way Tehseen is doing.
Karan, with due respect, however strong the charges are building, prosecuted when you build the charges, till that time, no matter how grave your offense is, you are innocent until proven guilty. We cannot change this legal doctrine on its head and say, no, you're guilty till proven innocent.
No, but Tehseen,
his rights are violated, his liberties violated. He's in jail for something in 2018. It's unfair.
Tehseen, while I agree with the argument that you made in terms of the principle, but here we have a slightly different situation because this is what the court has said. And allow me to read an excerpt from what the court has said. The court in its order has said that the investigation in Zubair's case is at an initial stage. As per the prosecution, there's every likelihood that police custody and remand would be required, and also with the issue of respect to sealing of Zubair's devices cannot be decided at this stage since investigation for the data and devices seized during execution of search warrants are still being looked into. So on both those counts, the court appears to be leaning in favor of the investigation agency.
And yet, it does not even say what the police is doing is right. It's just leaning in. So at a later date, the higher court will come in and say, no, you didn't have to confiscate his device. Again, he's called in for a tweet of 2018 and 2022. The accounts disappeared. That was the first goalpost. That goalpost is taken changed to now the device has disappeared. Now it's come into an ED investigation and funds from Pakistan and Syria. Okay. None of this is collaborated and you're still building a case and a man is in jail. What if this case is not proved? What happens then? 14 days he lived in jail for no reason?
Right. Is it misuse of agencies once again? That's a question certainly coming in from opposition parties and of course the government saying that the investigating agency should be allowed to do their job. We'll have to leave it there for the moment, gentlemen, but certainly a massive sensational twist coming in with this allegation of foreign funding also coming in this particular case. Thanks so much, Karan, as well as Tehseen, for joining us and sharing with us your views.